you can feel the emotion of the event, for the most part, you're living in lack or separation. We now know then if you can create coherence in your heart, that heart produces a magnetic field that literally causes you to expand your energy.
Hello guys, please watch this video to the end and you will learn the formula. The formula to manifest anything in your life fast. Dr. Joe Dispenza will teach us how to do it. I know you all love Dr. Joe, so take 10 minutes and you will be grateful for the knowledge you will gain. Joe Dispenza explains all the problems we have with manifesting and how to get over them. Apply this formula and you will start noticing magic happening in your life. Before I leave you with Dr. Joe Dispenza, if you love his work and you don't want to miss my new videos, hit that subscribe button and the bell button next to it. Enjoy!
And the more coherent the heart is, the more you can lay the thought of your future on that energy. And I've said many times, the emotions of anger and frustration and suffering and pain cannot hold the thought or the intention of that future, because those energies or those emotions carry a different frequency or intention. So then, when you can combine a clear intention with an elevated emotion, you are changing your energy. And the practice of doing this is the important point, because so many people ask to heal. They want to understand why they're not healing, and for the most part, they haven't learned the formula to heal. They want to create more abundance in their life, but they haven't practiced the formula to create a change or more coherent energy. And the people who begin to do this properly, something magical happens. Their brain begins to change, their gene expression begins to change, their immune system gets stronger, they start having synchronicities in their lives, and it's those synchronicities in their lives that are telling them that what they're doing inside of them is producing feedback in their outer environment to let them know that on some level those coincidences and opportunities is the quantum field or universal mind organizing events equal to their energy. And people in this work that understand that when they get angry and frustrated and impatient, they've lost their connection to their future and they're back to the energy of their past. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. We all learn these lessons as we move along. But being able to change it in those moments when you don't want to, justified or valid or not, some circumstance in your life causes you to feel and think certain ways, causes us to be more victimized by our environment. And we're teaching people then how to create better lives. Not just do the meditations and then go unconscious for the rest of their day, but to stay conscious and to stay in the energy of their future. Now, people come to this work for all kinds of reasons. Some people do want their abundance, some people want a new relationship, some people want a new career. But really what they want more than anything else is wholeness. What they want is to feel more joy, more love, more freedom, and we teach people how to do that. So not everybody in this work heals. This is a process of discovery. But in the last couple years, we have seen so many incredible miracles, so many transformations. And we have the evidence not only in science and the things we're measuring, and all the wonderful new opportunities that are coming out of this work with other scientific universities and communities that are interested in studying us, but also our testimony, our students. They are the living example of what's possible. And that means then, if other people can do it, you can do it as well. And it's going to take practice. It doesn't mean like if you've read all the books on how to dance the salsa and you've memorized all the content, but you've never got on the dance floor and done the salsa, or you've read the books on how to tango, but you've never actually practiced and got your body involved in doing the tango. It doesn't mean that you're not a good dancer. You may have all this talent to be able to do it, but to learn the steps and to make it look natural and easy, and to begin to see that you're evolving your experience is fundamentally important to this work. So I wanted to connect with you to let you know that I have a lot of questions also. And I think all the time about building a better model of understanding, and you should too. And you should investigate the answers to those questions on your own. It's so important for you to take a moment and look for the answer. Not ask the question and have someone answer it for you, although that's great in a community, because our community informs each other. Our community supports each other. Our community heals one another. We honor one another. We respect one another. We tell the truth to one another. We shine for one another so others can shine. We educate one another. These are all the important attributes that build a indivisible bond amongst the community. But the important element then, more than anything else, is seeing feedback in your life. And so people can come for all kinds of reasons to do this work, and to me, it doesn't matter. What matters the most is that you're patient with yourself. These concepts are easier to forget than to remember. So that means then that doing this work and taking the time out of your busy lives to become an experimenter, to experiment to see if I change the way I think and the way I feel, is it going to begin to produce effects in my life, and then maintain that state, that energetic state, independent of all the conditions in your environment, independent of the conditioning emotionally that keeps you in the past or the expectation of the same future, and independent of certain habits and unconscious programs. That is the process of overcoming, and being able to sustain that state every single day causes outcomes to begin to mysteriously appear in your life. And it is that mysterious appearance of those opportunities and synchronicities that transcend our limited understanding of possibility. And so, yes, not everybody heals in this work. We're learning the process. And it's not enough to just send people love in this work. Love is the wind that moves the feather in one direction. Intention is what lands the feather on the coordinate, on the person, on the circumstance, on the condition that you want to change. And it is our intention that is a function of our brain, a function of our ability to hold an intent or focus. The emotion is the fuel that moves us closer to that outcome. And so it's important for you to understand then that if not everybody heals in this work, and it's a practical application of overcoming every single day that allows you to become somebody else, then it would be about becoming. It would be about you becoming a greater version of yourself. And I've said to so many people in this work, you know when you're changing in your life and when you stop talking about it. And when you stop talking about it, it means then that you're engaged in the process. You are in the river of change. So sending love to someone in a certain direction is good, but we require more. And I know many of you have not been schooled or instructed in the coherence healings, and that's okay. We have so many things that we're planning for our future with our communities. But if you're interested in the coherence healing, or you have somebody that needs a healing, by all means seek out the communities that provide the resources for you to help those people. So I have gone through great measures in the last several years to keep this information as pure as possible. Not for any other reason, but if I can offer you my greatest understanding of the truth, and then numerous opportunities for you to experience it. If you practice every single day, you're going to get better at doing it. I want to become conscious of my unconscious thoughts. I want to be aware of how I speak, how I act. I want to look at how I feel every single day and see if that feeling is connected to my future or is connected to my past. And I want to write all those things down and remind myself to stay so conscious that I don't go unconscious and return back to that old personality that's connected to the same life. And then thinking about thoughts you do want to fire and wire in your brain, and have them through repetition with intention and attention. Install the circuits and repeat it enough times so that the hardware becomes more like a software program, and you naturally have a new voice in your head that says anything's possible, believe in yourself, you can do this, instead of I can't, it's too hard, I don't feel like it. Those are thoughts of the past. To sit down and decide how you're going to be with your children, how you're going to be in traffic, how you're going to be with coworkers, what would love do, and begin to review and rehearse in your mind how you're going to be. And the act of rehearsing in your mind truly begins to install more neurological hardware. You're reminding yourself and reproducing the same level of mind. Why? So you can step into that footprint in your day and modify your behaviors to produce a different experience. That experience produces a different emotion. And you're going to want to feel that emotion instead of the emotions of your past. And then teach your body what your future feels like. Start making those chemicals. Yes, I know it's not easy all the time to feel elevated emotions. Believe me, I've been at this a long time. But that's natural and normal to excuse yourself and say that I can't. But what about the person who can teach their body emotionally what that future will feel like before it happens? And all it means is sitting down and using your imagination and thinking about how you would feel if your dreams came true. Now, if you could feel that emotion before the event occurs in your life, your body's so objective, it's going to believe that that future's happening to you in the present moment. And it's that elevated emotion that begins to draw like a magnet experiences to you. So then, yep, I'm going to tell you some days it's harder than others to feel these emotions. I can tell you because I've done it enough times. But that's natural and that's normal. But what we're after is supernatural. And if you can feel the celebration, the gratitude, the freedom of expression, the joy, the love for life, and you can feel that ahead of the experience, not only is your body so objective that it's believing that future is happening to you in the present moment because it doesn't know the difference between the real life experience and the one you're fabricating by thought alone, but also if the environment signals the gene, and it does, and the end product of an experience in the environment is an emotion, you're beginning to select and instruct new genes, and you're changing your gene expression in changing your body, upregulating genes for health. And if you can sustain that emotion all day long, you keep new genes on or new genes upregulated and those genes for disease downregulated. And if you fall from grace and you lose it, that's normal, that's natural. But supernatural is pausing for a moment and getting connected to the energy and the emotions of the future. And so going back to the basics, I go back to them all the time, but a good place to start is breaking the habit of being yourself. When you finish that and you got those meditations down where you break the habit of your old self and reinvent your new self, and you're starting to see situations in your life begin to shift without you having to force them or push them or fight for them or manipulate them or control them,